Well, there's a major update in the tragic death of model and actress Twisha Sharma. We've just learned that her husband, lawyer Samarth Singh, who is currently the prime accused and actively on the run, has just moved the Jabalpur High Court in Madhya Pradesh. He is, of course, seeking anticipatory bail. This has come right after the Bhopal District Court, remember, very recently, just 2 days ago, firmly slammed the door on his first request on Monday, May 18, 2026. When additional sessions judge Pallavi Dwivedi denied him pre-arrest bail. The court noted that because Twisha's death occurred within just 6 months of marriage under unnatural circumstances, and because the primary allegations in the FIR, witness statements and WhatsApp logs heavily targeted Samarth Singh, granting anticipatory bail would be entirely inappropriate in this matter. The lower court based its strict rejection on 4 major points. Remember, first, the timeline heavily weighs against Samarth Singh. Under Indian law, any unnatural death within 7 years of marriage carries a strong legal presumption of a dowry death, and the couple had been married for less than 6 months. Secondly, the blame falls squarely on Samarth, with the court noting that the main brunt of the allegations regarding the sustained physical assault, mental harassment focused directly on him rather than his family. Thirdly, the prosecution has also placed a heartbreaking paper trail on record consisting of original unedited WhatsApp messages from early May, where Twisha literally begged her mother to come rescue her. She described her marriage as absolute torment. And finally, because the investigation is in its critical early stages and Samarth immediately went into hiding, the judge ruled that letting him walk free now would actually create a massive flight risk and open the door to evidence tampering. This, I'm sure, brings up a lot of questions to people. How many times can an accused person actually apply for bail? Well, under the Indian legal system, there isn't a fixed numerical limit, but an applicant cannot just keep knocking on the same door with the same story. If a lower court rejects a plea, moving up the judicial hierarchy to the High Court, which is exactly what Samarth is doing right now in Jabalpur, and eventually the Supreme Court, is a standard step-by-step legal remedy. However, if an accused wants to apply again to the same court that already rejected them, they have to prove a substantial change in circumstances, such as the police missing their deadline to file a charge sheet or new forensic evidence completely flipping the narrative. But if Samarth is actively evading a special investigation team and a 10,000 rupee police bounty, who is really filing these papers on his behalf, and why do they think that they have a shot at getting bail? That's because Samarth Singh is a lawyer and his mother is a retired district judge, so his legal network is incredibly sharp. Before going underground, an accused signs a wakalatnama, which is a document authorizing a lawyer to act for them. Since anticipatory bail is all about protection before an arrest happens, Samarth's physical presence is not really required in court to file it. His defense team, we've heard, is also planning a highly aggressive strategy. They're leaning heavily on the fact that his mother has already been granted bail to argue for judicial parity. They've also exposed a shocking police blunder, revealing that investigators never sent the rope or the equipment allegedly used in the hanging for forensic testing, which they will label as a shoddy investigation driven by public anger rather than science. And last but not least, they're also attacking the WhatsApp logs as edited and unverified, while attempting to shift the narrative entirely away from domestic abuse by claiming Twisha struggled with her career depression and she was emotionally not stable. But despite this calculated strategy, the reality check remains harsh for the accused Samarth Singh. High courts generally take a very dim view of individuals who demand the law's protection while actively running away from it. The prosecution will undoubtedly walk into that courtroom and argue that a man evading an active police bounty and a passport alert is the absolute definition of a flight risk. Ultimately, the bigger question hanging over this entire legal battle is also the simplest one. If Samarth Singh is indeed innocent, why is he on the run? That's all we have for you for now.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.